Hundreds of thousands of students and adults across the country participating in the March for Our Lives. It's a protest calling for tougher gun laws. Good evening, I'm Heather Mills.
And I'm Gerard Romalo. The march did shut down roads downtown between the Smith Center and City Hall today. News 3's Gabby Hart joins us live downtown, where thousands of students from here in the Valley took to the streets as well. Gabby?
Yeah, they came out, they stood in solidarity with protesters all across the country. All of these students saying that they want their voices heard when it comes to gun laws and preventing school shootings.
Thousands from the Valley area participated in the nationwide protest, March for Our Lives.
How many kids you killed today?
The march is in response to the mass shooting at a Parkland, Florida high school. That shooting left 17 people dead in early February. Survivors from that shooting led the main march in Washington, D.C. People packed the street, turning it into a standing room only rally. And other students from all over the nation gathered for similar rallies in their cities, including students right here in Las Vegas.
This could happen in my school. This can happen in any school here in Las Vegas.
Carolina Elcoser is a 17-year-old student at Green Valley High School, and she says it's time for Congress to hear their voices and implement gun laws that are more strict.
This affects us the most because this is our future. This is not 50-year-olds' future. This is not their future anymore. This is our future. We have to finish school knowing that we're going to be safe and not be shot up the next day.
Yeah, and I spoke with the president of the Nevada Firearms Coalition. He's reacting to these protests that happened all over the country, and we'll hear from him coming up at 6. For now, I'm reporting live. Gabby Hart, News 3.
All right, Gabby, thank you for the live update. Again, reporting from downtown Las Vegas.
March for Our Lives trending on social media today. Here's a look at some of the local posts. It, of course, is the buzz. We've got it online for you. You can easily scroll through all those images. Just go to our website, news3lv.com.
And we've also had a number of viewers send in pictures and videos sharing with us their point of view from today's march. And we'd like to invite you to keep sending in your pictures. You can do so by heading to the News 3 app and tapping the See It, Send It tab. You may have your picture featured on air or perhaps on our website.
I'm here on this stage today, and I'm here working every day for my 17 fellow Eagles pronounced dead because of gunfire.
Words from a local survivor, at last month's school shooting in Parkland, Florida. The March for Our Lives movement sweeping the country with marches in every big city across the nation.
And taking a look now at our nation's capital, it did play a large role in today's march as survivors of Stoneman Douglas High School led the march in Washington.
Today's rallies also brought up some tough questions about the best way to proceed if gun laws are indeed changed. Our national correspondent Christine Fraser brings us that angle of the story.
It was a unified group rallying around a cohesive message.
I'm here to support this movement. I'm so ashamed of my generation and that we did nothing.
That there are meaningful and thoughtful gun control laws that are created and enforced across the country.
Better gun control now.
Many here say it's not about taking guns away from most people.
We're not trying to take away any guns, and even if we were, isn't that worth it if it saves some lives?
Hundreds of thousands of people out here today, many calling for more restrictions on who can and cannot buy guns. Surrounding them, a whole lot of security and a whole lot of guns.
They're security personnel and they're protecting us.
The perimeter of the March for Our Lives marked by security trucks and police officers, a necessary part of just about any event in Washington and across the country, where free speech is often protected by armed personnel. For some, a constitutional conundrum in a free society.
The Second Amendment was written in a totally different era when they needed to control muskets. Now we have, assault rifles.
Waiting periods and ban on assault weapons and semi-automatic rifles and registries of guns, just like we have of cars and license plates.
The NRA stands firm in its commitment to gun rights.
Passing new gun control laws won't protect our kids because criminals willing to commit murder will never obey the law.
As calls grow for change, more complicated questions emerge about the best way to balance that change with the laws of the land. In Washington, I'm Christine Fraser reporting.
So the White House did release a statement today in support of the demonstrations. It says the White House applauds the Americans exercising their First Amendment rights and, quote, keeping our children safe is a top priority of the president.